High-producing agents often find their income tethered to a strict mathematical limit, the total number of hours they can stay awake. For most, a typical Monday morning means making prospecting calls before the coffee gets cold, relying on sheer volume to survive the month. This maps out the burnout ceiling, the point where your systems can no longer handle more growth without breaking down. Traditional models frequently reinforce this barrier. Because they reward individual transaction volume, the only way to earn more is to run faster on the same wheel. Surviving in real estate isn't a question of motivation, it's an architectural problem. The business model you choose dictates the absolute ceiling of your success. Now Nation is a specialized subnetwork operating within eXp Realty that aims to replace the chaos of the hustle with operational clarity. It was founded by Courtney Twiss and Michelle Roderick. Twiss grew 4 businesses to a multi-million-dollar net worth, while Roderick was recognized in the top 1% of global pharmaceutical sales. Their authority is built on cross-industry systems rather than just local sales volume. Their core promise is to provide execution plans and leadership access to build long-term wealth, removing the ego and pressure typical of traditional brokerages. But we have to look closer. Does this group provide a structural shift that produces scalable wealth, or is it another mastermind adding empty meetings to an already exhausting schedule? To separate the reality from the marketing, we must map out the specific structural and operational trade-offs required to adopt their framework. The foundational requirement for accessing Now Nation is binary. You must transition your real estate license to eXp Realty. This represents the first major input. You are surrendering the autonomy of an independent operator to join a massive, cloud-based ecosystem. In exchange, you get immediate access to proprietary frameworks for production, attraction, and community leadership. The friction lies in the transition. You have to adapt to eXp's specific revenue share model and sever ties with your current, comfortable brokerage identity. Top producers often thrive on a lone wolf mentality, but this system requires a cultural shift toward contribution and collaborative networking. Joining Now Nation requires a total rewiring of your professional identity. While there are fees involved, the primary cost is the transition from an independent operator to an aligned network player. Once you're aligned, the day-to-day operational overhaul begins, starting with your lead generation protocols. The playbook mandates a move away from manual cold prospecting toward building and maintaining automated, high-leverage systems. The long-term goal is a lead generation pipeline that runs independently of your physical time. However, auditing your current workflow and mastering these new architectures introduces immense upfront friction and a steep learning curve. Diverting hours away from immediate sales to build this architecture often results in a terrifying temporary dip in short-term cash flow. You must also commit to weekly live trainings and active engagement with leadership to ensure these systems are built correctly. This slow, deliberate training time lacks the instant gratification of closing a quick manual deal. Now Nation systems require an upfront tax on your current earnings velocity. This builds a foundation that won't collapse when you eventually reach a higher scale. The final structural element is the equal focus on attraction, building eXp downlines alongside your traditional real estate production. This dual-focus strategy is the mechanism designed to generate compounding passive income, rather than just higher commission checks. The outcome is a transition from a transactional lifestyle to a true, resilient asset-building business model. To succeed in attraction, you must develop entirely new skill sets in leadership, coaching, and recruiting. Agents in this network manage 2 distinct business operations simultaneously, requiring a shift in daily focus from individual sales to organizational leadership. Achieving true scalability within this network demands evolving past the identity of a salesperson to adopt the responsibilities of an organizational manager and mentor. We can map these trade-offs directly against agent profiles to see who benefits from this structure. The evaluation starts here. Are you satisfied with your production-to-income ratio? If you're highly productive but exhausted, you're the grind-fatigued agent. Now Nation systems cure your time bottleneck. If you want to grow, you're the scaler. Mentorship here serves your ambition to build leverage. For these 2 profiles, trading individual ego for structured mentorship yields a return that outweighs the friction of moving your license to eXp. However, this model will actively frustrate a specific type of agent. The soloist is a fiercely independent agent who rejects community meetings, avoids revenue share models, and guards their total operational autonomy above all else. Brand new agents wanting a group to hand them warm leads should look elsewhere. Now Nation requires the unglamorous work of building underlying systems first. To make your choice, evaluate your upcoming Monday morning routine. Compare the exhausting reality of making cold calls before your coffee gets cold with the calm leverage of reviewing self-sustaining systems. If your environment dictates a ceiling you're desperate to break, the painful disruption of learning Now Nation's systems is the exact price for scalable wealth.